Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. For those of you who don't have eyes, or who didn't watch my last video, I am in a new location. Why, you may be asking? Basically, I just had some, I still have mental health issues.
Alright, for some reason, I gotta talk about fucking Femyoz again today. Just because I feel like this is the right thing to do, right? I gotta do it. If you haven't seen my last video on Femyoz, you know, the one where I basically do a little bit more of a deeper dive onto the channel, and just kind of recap what happened with Femyoz. But I'll recap it again here, just for anybody who doesn't really understand. Femyoz is a debate and kind of like a commentary similar, not really commentary, mostly just a debate channel. They got themselves in a little bit of a drama, right? With Augie RFC, but it's not like a big drama. It was mostly just like Jalen added Femyoz into the chat and he got humiliated. And Femyoz here thinks that he got into some big drama. He's acting like he's having like some big gotcha moment, right? He's acting like this is some big gotcha moment. Oh, look at me. I'm in the algorithm. I'll get into that into a second. Basically just got clowned on Twitter, you know, YouTube, everywhere. Nobody is siding with this person and nobody is giving this person, you know, any sort of, you know, traction, supports. This person has been literally getting ratioed to the moon and back on Twitter for just kind of shitting on Augie RFC for like literally zero reasoning and just labeling, you know, Augie as like a transphobe when in reality he didn't do anything transphobic whatsoever. And before I get into the criticism and talking about the real subject, I want people who came to my channel that basically labeled me as a, you know, a bigot for making my content or considered me a bad person for making that video. I didn't even mention Femyoz as like a femboy other than the beginning of the video where I said Femyoz is a femboy. I didn't shit on him for being a femboy, and at the end of the day, if you are one, I have nothing against you. Like, dude, I don't care that you're a femboy. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I really could give two shits about your fucking fetish. But what I have an issue with is you coming onto the platform and making it your personality. I don't need to know that you being a femboy is your personality. Do something else with your content. Your entire personality is purely based around the fact that you're just a femboy loser. Your streams are just you hoeing yourself out to these like horny viewers, and it's just cringe as shit. It is depressing when a 300 sub channel is getting more support than you, a 1,000 sub channel, and the only hate I got onto my video basically was just people simping for you. That's baffling to me. You don't actually have people coming to my channel with real proof or saying like, hey, don't do this. It's people like actually just saying, yeah, you're a loser, and then the only people who are defending you are like, yeah, but like Femyoz is hot. Femyoz is hot, guys. Like, I don't think you understand. You can't hate on him. He's hot. It's just so fucking cringe, dude. And that's, again, that's the audience you're building right now. I mean, and listen, that's what you want. If you want to build an audience like that, by all means. But what I'm saying is don't do it here. Do it somewhere else, right? Don't be a part of the commentary community. Don't be a part of the debate community if your entire channel is going to be centered around being a femboy. Nobody needs to know your fetish, and nobody needs to understand that your personality is just you being a femboy and then a pro-LGBTQ or pro-trans person every second of the day. Like, make something unique is basically what I'm saying. You don't really do much of anything else. But back into the real part of the drama, right? Femyoz made a community post, which is just, oh my god, it's the most unneeded garbage I've ever seen in my life. And they also went on stream where they talked about the drama. And I feel like I should let the video play out a little bit, but I'll recap the community post in some pieces because I don't feel the need to watch like the entire stream because it's like 15 minutes long of shit that I don't need to talk about. I'll put it right here for you guys to see. It's fucking like, it's like an essay. It's so unnecessary. But basically at the beginning, they just say to all the people giving me legitimate criticism, I don't have a problem with you. You can say I was being kind of cringe on Augie's show or point out the fact that I posted a few bad tweets. It's whatever. We can just acknowledge that it's cringe and move on with our lives. What I do have a problem with is people lying about me taking things out of context. So I'll address it here. So that draws me into the first two topics, which is the doxing and then the allegation meme. So the doxing situation has everything to do with Valid L's, which I'm not going to go into Valid L's and who he is as a person because that's another topic for another day. But Valid L's is basically just a gimmick account on Twitter that kind of just dogs on trans people or dogs on the LGBTQ in general, which I don't really care for. I'm assuming the guy's just a troll. Like, that's pretty much what I'm assuming, right? Femyoz here makes it out like, well, listen, guys, I posted public information, but I don't think you guys understand. Valid L's harasses so many innocent trans people, so I was just kind of giving him a taste of his own medicine. Femyoz, if you have that mindset, you are no better of a person than Valid Els. You are not doing a gotcha moment by doxing another person just because they dox other people. Shitting on him is a great option. You could have made an entire video shitting on Valid Els and saying he's a horrible person, but instead you decided it was a great idea to dox the guy. I tried to look into the whole what did Femyoz do to dox. From what Grimsy has said, another commentary channel, it seems pretty obvious that this person did do things that would be considered doxing. So at the end of the day, you look like a fucking loser and an idiot for doing something like that. And now for the allegations meme. Basically just that's the I have a diaper fetish video, which Femyoz, if you actually think people take that out of context and say, you know, you actually have a diaper kink, you're retarded. No one is saying you actually do have a diaper kink, and I'm pretty sure majority of people understand that you're memeing, but it just goes to show how cringe your content is and your streams. Like I said earlier, your streams are literally just you caving into the people who look at you as just a fetish, right? Like people are just here to watch you because I really like femboys and I get off to that shit. Like these people in your chat are just people who cream to femboys. That's it. Like you want to be a debate bro so bad, but you aren't. Like you just straight up aren't. You literally pander to just a bunch of horny ass like fucking probably 16-year-olds who just want to jerk off to a femboy, which is just weird and unnecessary. I tried to watch the streams of these and it's literally just people who are just obsessed with your either looks or people who are obsessed with these little like jokes about kinks and stuff like that. It's weird. If you want to be a part of the commentary community or if you want to be a part of debates, drop that community. Drop it because it's not gonna fucking work. Nobody finds that shit funny. The only thing they find is it being cringe, because it is. I don't want to talk about the entire community post in itself. I want to let the video play for itself just to kind of show you guys what he's talking about, mostly with the associations with other people.
Hey yo, guess the algorithm willed it? Hell yeah, it did. I think the algorithm really likes me right now, because like people are talking about me and stuff, and they're putting my name in the title and my face in the thumbnail, which is pretty cool. I like it when people do that.
Holy cope. You are coping. Holy shit. I've actually never thought you would be coping like this. Yeah, you are not in the algorithm and you are not going through the algorithm very well. I want you to understand that, brother. The only people who have talked about you is me. I made one video where I got more support than you, and I'm a 300 sub channel. And if you want to consider Grimsy and Sensitive Society of people who talked about you, Sensitive didn't even mention your name or gave you any publicity whatsoever. And Grimsy's video wasn't even like criticizing. It was basically just him saying, listen to the Nickelback album, which by the way, I think Grimsy's right. If we want to really cleanse you here, just listen to just listen to the goddamn album. You are not relevant within the space. I want you to understand that. The main people that had a problem with you didn't even make videos on you. They just shit on you on Twitter and then called it a day. Like actually grow the fuck up, dude. You're not getting good publicity. This is not good for you. You're coping. Like this is a straight up cope.
3. Associating with Jalen. Jalen has been nothing but kind to me, and is a genuinely nice person behind the scenes. I'm not cutting ties with her no matter how much you hate her. This isn't written in the statement, but I also want to include something, because I think it's important. There's a member of my community who isn't in the best financial situation, right? They're struggling to get food. What I didn't know that Jalen did before this person told me was Jalen actually gave them money so that they could eat that day. And obviously, she's not doing it for clout. She's not doing it to look virtuous or whatever, right? No one would have known if this person hadn't have told me. And then if I, it's like, okay, this person has to tell me, who has to tell my audience, who then tells larger it's like, yeah, I don't think that there was any intention of getting clout or looking like a good person there. And I think that just illustrates that, yeah, she is genuinely a good person at heart, even if she says dumb things sometimes.
This is such a dog shit argument to be had, because I don't know if you know who Jalen is, but Jalen has done very many shitty things to smaller content creators, like false flagging and just doing a lot of other shitty things, like going into Discords and screaming the hard R at people, or just straight up wishing horrible things upon, religious people, which is just all around not okay. I don't care if you have, a hatred for religious people, Femyoz. Wishing death upon people in general is not okay. And on top of that, the sheer fact that you're acting like Jalen is this saint of a human being is ridiculous because Jalen is clearly a mentally ill, retarded person. Like, genuinely. And at the end of the day, listen, good. I'm happy Jalen gave money to a person in need. I'm not against that. I am all for it. That's great that Jalen did something like that. But that doesn't automatically make Jalen void of any criticism and any hatred. You can do good deeds and still be a bad person. There are plenty of content creators who have done good things, but then they've also done bad things. This doesn't just excuse Jalen from any form of criticism or any form of hate. And at the end of the day, dude, Jalen has done way more shitty things than she's done good. Like, brother, I don't give a fuck. Jalen is a bad person. And here's the thing. Okay, I maybe it's not a big deal, right? Jalen is a bad person, and at the end of the day, Jalen's not as bad as some of these other people. You know, I'll give you a pass on the Jalen situation, but this next one, oh boy, is this gonna grind your guys' gears, and is this gonna grind my gears?
Similarly, I guess, I'll address, oh, yeah. Oh my god, my brain is not working. I've done a lot today, alright? I've seen a lot today. Alright, 4, associating with Natty Forsyth. Natty has been cancelled over a blatant misrepresentation of a situation that happened when she was barely 18. Long story short, she used to post gore on Discord, and she flirted with someone who she didn't know the age of, and that person ended up being a minor. As soon as Natty found out it was a minor, she cut ties with them immediately. My standard of evidence is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, so I'm not going to suddenly stop being friends with Natty unless I see enough evidence of her actually being malicious and predatory.
Do you think he knows? Does he know? Newsflash, buddy. Actually, you know what? Come here, Femyoz. Come here. I just need to have a conversation with you, all right? Just me and you, all right? Everybody else, go away, okay? This is just gonna be me and you, Femyoz, all right? Do research. Just type in Natty Forsyth on YouTube. Just type it in, right? Watch many of the multitude amounts of video with countless amounts of evidence about Natty Forsyth, and tell me Natty is still a good person and isn't a pedophile and isn't a creep. All right, I think that was a good point to get across. Lanza's video is a very good video to watch about Natty Forsyth. Basically just, I don't know why I have to explain who Natty Forsyth is, but Natty did not just do this to one person like Femyoz is claiming here, which, by the way, Femyoz, you're spreading just blatant misinformation on the internet, which is fucking awesome, dude. Cool, great. But Natty has done this to 3 different people, which 2 of them, yeah, granted, they are 16, so, you know, in the UK, the age of 16 is when it's allowed, right? When age of consent is allowed, plus he was barely 18, but in other words, there was other situations, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than 3. If I'm not mistaken, it was 3, it could have been more, but there was an incident with a 12-year-old, and Natty basically, you know, made a video acknowledging that he did this to a young child, but that he doesn't care, because he didn't know the age, and so that means that he should avoid any sort of criticism because, well, I just didn't know the age, guys, so, you know, cool. Femyoz, get it through your thick, tiny little fucking skull that Natty is a creep and a bad person. Like, dude, first of all, Natty was a Roblox YouTuber. You know what that means? Child audience. So it is baffling to me that Natty didn't even take the time and effort to ask people for their age before even doing any of the sexual stuff. And on top of that, Natty would just straight up send sexual things without anyone's consent in Discords where there are kids. And it's pretty obvious that there are kids there. Like, you are defending a person who is just straight up a bad human being, like an actual predator. And you're acting like, oh guys, you need to find real evidence of malintentions. Femyoz, you have no evidence of him not being fucking malicious. You have no evidence. You have 0 compared to the countless amounts of people on the internet who have countless amounts of proof against you. Are you fucking stupid? There are countless amounts of people who have evidence against Natty Forsyth. Grow a fucking spine, you dumb fuck, and realize and watch these videos because there is evidence against Natty. All this is telling me, right, is that you do not listen to anybody else's opinion other than these 2 people in your fucking head. You are a loser, dude. Holy shit.
Okay, Nathurix was the original Roblox channel, and basically they made videos, not making fun of, but like calling out other YouTubers for like fucking clickbaiting Roblox or some shit in like 2019. He had this Discord, and a ton of kids were joining, and he was getting really popular in the Roblox community. It came out as time went on that he was like doing really degenerate shit, like sending gore to kids, sending porn to kids.
I'm gonna post a cool video in the chat, guys. You should watch it. It involves sewing. It involves sewing.
Watch that.
Oh, no.
I do know there's 13-year-olds in here and younger.
I mean, if it's younger, then you should ban them, and you're gonna get banned if you keep them in the server. So I hate deleted my cool video.
Genuinely just being a creep around children.
Yeah,
And
I saw in one of the clips, the two close friends sound like young kids. They sound like they have to be around like 14, maybe like 13, 15. They don't sound anywhere near 18.
No, I guessed 14. I guessed incorrectly.
That's still fucked up, though.
Yeah, you pretty much, you kind of like,
How
in
so?
your mind, you thought she was 14.
the main kid that called him out was 16 years old, and he like edited for him, and Strimzox owed him like $500 to $1,000 or something like that.
But to get into the rest of the drama, I don't really feel the need to play the rest of the video out. One more point that I want to talk about is the Keffels situation, which basically Femyoz admitted that Keffels added her into a group chat, yada yada yada. You know, it's just becoming friends with Keffels, and then during the Augie situation, stuff happened, and then, you know, Keffels didn't explain something, and now Femyoz here, you know, Mr. Big Shot on YouTube. I get so many views now because look at me, everybody's putting my name in the title. Thinks he's relevant enough to be a part of Keffels' space, which, granted, maybe you should, because you associate with them, but it is baffling to me that Keffels left you on red, and you are still on Keffels' side through this situation. I wanna make this abundantly clear to you, Femyoz. Keffels does not care about you and does not like you. Keffels does not know who you are, and Keffels doesn't care. You wanna know why? Because Keffels is a fucking horrible person. Keffels is shitty. She's a bad person. How are you not gonna understand this? Keffels left you on red. That is depressing. That is sad. Keffels left this guy on red, and now he's kind of like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to resolve the drama, but Keffels is leaving me on red. Dude, these people do not care about you. At the end of the day, all they want is somebody to side with them. They want a person to come to their aid, a person to side with them. That's what you are for. They want to recruit people. That's the whole point. They get people to have the same mindset like you, and they put this shit in your brain that makes you think, oh, well, yeah, they're not that bad people. But you need to do just an ounce of research, and you would realize that, oh, okay, yeah, these people are kind of shitty. I shouldn't interact with these people. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you right now, Femyoz. Listen, you watched my last video, which is great. I'm assuming you probably will watch this one too. I want you to understand this, my man, my boy, my friend, right? I'll call you my friend for a second here. They don't like you. They aren't your friend, and they don't want to be your friend. They don't care about you. You're a cog in their wheel. That's the end of it. Grow the fuck up. Understand that. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to fully comprehend the fact that they don't care about you, they don't like you, they don't really care for you to be a part of their community. And I don't know why it's so hard for you to understand that you are not a relevant content creator. You're not a big content creator. You're not this huge person on the internet that everybody cares about. All right, future March baby here. This is me while editing the video. I realize now that I kind of wanted to recap a little bit more before I end the video off here. I'm just basically saying that Keffels does not give a fuck about you, Femyoz, and you're just a cog in this vast wheel that they have created with small content creators who side with them. They just want people to side with them because there's not very many people who actually side with them, and you're one of those people who sadly are part of that community. I want to get this across to you. These people are not good people. I get that Jalen maybe hasn't done anything remotely, I don't know, pedophilic or anything on the lines of that compared to Natty Forsyth, but Jalen has done a vast amount of terrible things compared to the very small amount of good things they've done. I mean, it's just depressing knowing that you're basing this off of one incident where Jalen was nice to somebody in your community. You know, there are people, mini lad, people who have done good things for communities and still did terrible things. Did I say mini lad? I'm not comparing Jalen to an actual predator, but I'm just saying there are people who have made charities and done great things for other human beings, and then they just do something horrible, which is Jalen. I don't know why you're associating it with one thing Jalen has done. As for Natty Forsyth, I only showed you one clip, and I will show you here, boom, 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 boom. There's a bunch of videos about Natty and things that literally expose Natty with proof, evidence, everything of Natty being just a horrible person. Even if what Natty has done isn't remotely illegal, especially when it comes to the 16 to 18 difference, it still doesn't stop it from being at least somewhat creepy, especially with the reoccurring acts that Natty has caused, especially when there's an incident with the 12-year-old, right? There's clear malintent when it comes to Natty in that circumstance. There's no way that your takeaway from that is Natty didn't know that they were 12, so it's all okay. Watch the videos and tell me that Natty didn't have any sort of malintent from that. Like, dude, please take a second to do some research and just watch videos on these people. You know, take in other opinions at least, because all it feels like is that you're only taking in their opinion. Like I said, you basically spreaded misinformation about Natty Forsyth, which is the part that pissed me off. You said that it was just one person. So clearly what I'm getting from here is you didn't watch any of these videos. You just took information from what Natty has told you and then just ran with it. Meaning you only listen to these people. You only listen to Jalen, Natty, Keffels, all of these people and what they tell you, and you just take that at face value. Please take a second to realize that you shouldn't be taking this stuff at face value. Self-reflect a little bit and watch some fucking content and realize that, hey, these people are bad people and I should stop associating with these people because I'm ruining my reputation by hanging out with these people. I don't care about your political opinion. I don't care about what type of content you make. At the end of the day, I'm perfectly fine with you existing on the platform. I just want you to associate with genuinely good people so you're not acting like an actual fucking idiot when you go through problems like this. At the end of the day, dude, you really should have just walked away from the Augie situation and just said, damn, I took a fat L, and then just stopped. You should have just took that at face value instead of streaming about it and even making a community post about it. You are too obsessed with it. It's not a big deal and no one gives a fuck about it, okay? No one cares. And at the end of the day, dude, leave it be. Just walk away from the situation and just return back to your channel making your own content. If my content didn't help you realize something and you're still going to make the same content as is, fine. I don't really care. I don't want to keep talking about you and talking about you on my channel. It's really not worth my time. And I genuinely just don't care to continue to shit on your content as is, right? I just don't really give a fuck. You're a bad content creator. You're a shitty person. You hang out with shitty people. If you want to change that about yourself and change that image, then take the second to do that, all right? But I don't want to keep rambling on, guys. I just want to finish up this video here. I also want to point out the fact that I'm actually almost at 400 fucking subs. I can't believe that. I literally said in my last video, get me to 400 subs tomorrow or today or something. I mean, technically I'm almost there. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but you know what? I thank you guys so much for the recent people who have come to my channel and sub. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and just subbing, right? It just feels awesome knowing that my channel is genuinely growing, and just, again, thank you guys so fucking much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.